Hey guys, it's Crystal here with Battle Swan Adventures. Thankfully, winter is kind of breaking up a little bit here in mid-Michigan, so I wanted to take advantage of a great day today to go through kind of my build. We've had a couple videos about the rooftop tent, so today we're just going to do a quick overall view and a review of the build that I put together for my Bronco. So let's get at it. All right, so I have the Black Diamond in Area 51. I have a non-Sasquatch package. I think I've talked about it in other videos before, but I'm 5'5". I thought that the Sasquatch might be a little bit much for me, but I did want the Black Diamond, which was, in my opinion, a pretty good blend of the off-roading app. I do have the 32-inch tires. I believe that it's the Badlands that goes up to the 32s, and then of course Sasquatch has the 35s, but I've got the 32-inch. I did get the upgraded tires, or upgraded wheels rather. This was also the first model that has the rock sliders and the full bash plates underneath. So to me, the Black Diamond was the best option to be able to have a good variety of everything. For the inside, I'm going to start in the back here. You'll see that I had this shelf installed. When I made the choice to put this shelf in, if I'm being honest, I didn't do my full due diligence to see exactly how this was going to work. So it's a three-sided cage, which is great in a lot of ways. It does, of course, impede functionality. So if I wanted to put something in the back here, I'm really limited what it is that I can do, because I've got this wall at the end of it, and you'll see that it goes right up to the back seats. So even if I wanted to put the back seats down, I wouldn't be able to lay anything through the bottom here. Generally speaking, that's really not a big deal. I do like having this shelf here to be able to set things on. So I don't, as far as like storage capacity, I don't have any limitations as far as that's concerned, in my opinion. Actually, it seems to me I have a little bit more because I can break vertical space and be able to better utilize that by having this shelf here. I have this fitted so that I could live out of this for weeks or even months at a time. That's one of the cool things about the Bronco, one of the things I'm excited about, one of the reasons that I went with the rooftop tent, and we'll talk about a couple other modifications that I'm doing with my rig as well. All right, so with everything put back inside, you'll see that I have the fridge freezer, and we'll look at that in a little bit more detail here in just a moment. This is my solar generator, and then this here is just the bag that hold the roof panels, the forward roof panels, and then I have my solar panels that charge up my generator that sits here. So again, this is where cage type essence, actually pretty great because it protects my solar panels between the grates and my back seats. I also have back here some of the pieces to my Yakima tent, the boot bag to be able to hang out there, so I'm able to store some things between this cage and the back seat. Okay, so here is the fridge freezer. It has the controls here in the front to be able to set, whatever settings it is you want. I don't have it plugged in currently, but this is all of the controls here. You've got the two different sections here. So you got the freezer section, you've got the refrigerator section, and for a single person overlanding, this is definitely plenty of space. The fridge freezer does come with these ratchet straps to be able to secure the fridge freezer down with these links here. And you see them here as well. but underneath my other stuff. In the rear, that fridge freezer is going to be able to plug in here to this 12 volt. And then that would be able to give you the power. Now, one thing is that particular plug-in does not run when the vehicle's off. You want to make sure that, you know, your fridge freezer is at the temperature that you need it to be, and that you are starting the vehicle up and letting it run to ensure that your things are going to stay at the temperature that you need them to be and don't spoil. One of the other cool things about this fridge freezer is that it is set up for easy carry. You know, you've got the shoulder pad here, you've got a couple shoulder straps. Problems, this is the Indel B. If I'm being honest, haven't done a ton of research into this particular product outside of knowing that it was fridge freezer. The Ford product manual. Here's where the way that this shelf is set up is a little bit cumbersome, and that is, it would really be great if this had a hinging capability, because otherwise I've got to pull this unit out anytime I want to be able to get inside of it. So if I were to have the functionality to be able to lift this up and have this hinge to be able to access anything in here, that would be great. I might, you know, talk to some fabricator friends that I have, see if maybe we can modify that a little bit, but for the most part, you know, the space that I have back here gives me what it is that I need. So everything that I need to be able to sustain myself overlanding for a long period of time is right here. Got my solar panels to be able to keep my generator powered up. Generator's got, there's a couple of outputs here. I'm able to charge any of my devices off of this as well, so that's great. I've got these hookups that I'd be able to use as well, and I could even run my fridge freezer out of this 12 volt input if I needed to also. All right, next we have the third door. So I had this shelving system installed. So this shelving system is essentially a kitchen prep space. Originally, when I was putting in my order, there was an option for a cook stove here. That, due to supply issues, ended up not being an option. But I did get this shelf space put in. This will allow me to be able to do any prep that it is that I need. It's got 25-pound weight rating on it, so it's plenty sturdy for anything that I'd need to be prepping. Folds up without any problems. I do a lot of backpacking and kayak camping and such, so I have my jet boil, so going without a cook stove really wasn't that big of a deal. I love this Molly system here. Got all of these bags to be able to store supplies. Really gives me a lot of versatility to store what it is that I need to store back here, and you know, have like a small pantry of sorts. But for the most part, there's pretty good space. Some convenience items. You've got cup holders on either side. You've got some controls here with charging ports and such. Again, I've got this decked out with the Molly bags here on the back of the seats. You'll notice that with this mid-grade, I've elected to have the marine grade vinyl interior, so this vinyl really feels awesome. You got plenty of headspace, so everything for the second row is pretty good. It is a challenge to get in the back. This front seat doesn't come forward a ton, so it can be a little bit cumbersome. It's not easy, of course, to be able to just reach back there. So using the second, I've seen a lot of videos where folks have just taken those back seats out. I might do that as we go along, and you know, we'll see. But as of right now, they work just fine. My 18-year-old son is just shy of 6 feet. He's sat back here without any kind of problems as far as space. Front seat is obviously where I spend the majority of my time in here. These seats are crazy comfortable. I really like this headrest. I wasn't really sure about it just because visually it points forward so much. It's actually way more comfortable than I thought it would be. So the ergonomicness of that was quite impressive. You know, we've got the hold bars here. On the Bronco, anything that has these type of bolts is something that can come off. So you can always upgrade this, change this to something else. Again, on our doors, we've got lock, unlock buttons, those types of things. Nice full through hand grips. And then both of the doors have this nice netting. Oh, and on mine, I've opted to use the rubber mats, which obviously need to get washed, but they come out pretty quickly, pretty easily. You know, just a matter of pulling up on them, you know, and they come out. I've seen some of the aftermarket ones that are a little bit deeper. There may come a point in time that I upgrade to those, but for right now, what I have works for me just fine. This here adjusts the lumbar, and then this here, you know, changes the height. You know, you see the back of the seat coming forward. So just different controls to be able to change how it is you're sitting. And then this here brings this forward. This puts this all the way forward so that you can get to the back seat. So nothing too crazy. The console here is pretty well set up. Got a good amount of storage in here. This extra little storage bin for quick grab things. And just the way that this is set up, being that this is the Black Diamond, you know, you don't have all of the controls up here, but you do have the auxiliaries. So that's pretty great when I go to expand that. Maybe you won't be able to see it, but we've got our first injury. I went through a car wash and got my windshield cracked. So we've got an appointment here in a couple of days to be able to put in a new windshield. Took a couple extra days because I wanted the OEM windshield instead of the standard replacement windshield. On my version here, you know, we've got the digital presets here. With this being the mid upgrade, you've got some of the creature comforts and such. This really nice display here. You've got, you know, the navigation and to be able to control your peripheral devices. One of the things that I absolutely love about the Bronco is some of the animation of the vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and start this back up again just so you guys can see some of this really cool animation. And then also on the dash here, when it shuts down, you get this really cool meteors. So you got the comets that fly through, which is awesome. So we've also got the glove box. It's got hopefully your Bronco toolbox. And this is actually pretty cool. Essentially anything that is standard on the Bronco can be taken off with the tools in this pouch. For my own convenience, because I've got all the Yakima stuff for my rooftop tent, I've put all of my tools in here. But we do have this really nice pouch. You know, obviously this is my Yakima tools, but we got, you know, your wrench. So, all right. So you got the key for, you know, the key Allen wrench here. I've put all of my keys on the same key ring. So these are going to be all of my Yakima keys plus my wrench here. So it's just really handy that you've got all these tools to be able to have what you need, you know, right here. You'll find that the controls are on this console because obviously these doors come off. So all of the window controls are here. This here is going to be the side mirrors, so the controls for that. The passenger side has the two sets of handles. So you've got your handle here, but then you also have a really convenient handle right here. I really like the placement of these controls here. So this here is our G.O.A.T mode wheel, and being able to change from 2-wheel, 4-wheel, you know, 4-wheel low, 4-wheel high, or even 4 auto. So when you switch the G.O.A.T modes, you'll also find that it switches up on the dash. So you'll be able to go through. You've got your Eco, Sport, Slippery. This will automatically change into 4x4 as necessary. So you've got your mud ruts, and then this is going to give us our off-roading controls. So you'll be able to see everything that's going on with your vehicle in the off-road mode. You'll be able to see what degrees your vehicle's in so that you can make good, safe decisions. You'll be able to see whether or not you've got a lock or an unlock. Now with the Black Diamond, I only have a rear lock. I don't have a front lock. So the Badlands will be the next step up that would have both front and rear locks. So then you've got the sand feature, rock crawl mode. So then this will require you to actually stop. The other ones you're able to transition while you're driving. All right, and then the vehicle puts itself in the mode that it needs to be in, and we are good to go. All right, so one of the other things that I'm really excited about when it comes to the Bronco and the way that this was done is all of these just little specialty items. I really love the thought that it was put into this. Here we've got the different USBs. So you've got a USB-C as well as a standard USB-A to be able to do your charging. So you guys can see that our temperature for right now is 58 degrees. So my best friend is a Jeeper, and this is going to be her first time seeing my truck. At 58 degrees, you know this roof is coming off. So I'm not going to be taking those off to be able to take off the full roof. So I'll just be taking off these panels, and we will get to that right now. So this roof was set up, in my opinion, pretty easy for taking off these panels. You've got these levers here. So this is, of course, for the driver's side section. We'll loosen this up here to be able to get this little hook releases. This lever here for the side door. Got this one here that connects the front to the rear. This one here again for the driver's side. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and pull that down as well. So this has our roof. All right, so the driver's side's got to come off first. So let's move ourselves over to the driver's side. All right, so we are over here at the driver's side. Got this all loosened up. Now I do have those crossbars. After I get this all released, I do have to close this back up so that I have the clearance, there we go, to be able to get that pulled out. So if you've got the crossbars on your vehicle, make sure that once you are cleared from this bolt here, that you get that closed back up. And I'm gonna go ahead and set this up on the sidewalk, and you guys can see how easy it is. All right, so we now have both panels off. I'd have to say that the most difficult part of taking the roof off is getting the clearance past this so that you're short enough to be able to slide out from underneath those crossbars there. A nice open roof when it's all said and done. It's just really awesome. Third piece is still on because that requires taking off all of the crossbars and a second person. Well, guys, I have to say that this is probably it for today's video. keep an eye on the channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. I'll be having these videos posted in Bronco Nation, the Bronco G6 forums, and the Michigan Bronco Club areas. So keep an eye out. I will keep on posting. Thanks so much, and you guys have a great day.